All right, troops, welcome to the Action Leap. My name is Owen. Welcome, J-Man, Charlie, John, Sean, and Mark, who we haven't seen for a while. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Super.
Yeah, good
Good.
to have you all here tonight. So, looking forward to this chat because, well, anytime we get to talk Van Damme is like my happy place. So, it's like my favorite subject, and particularly Maximum Risk, which I feel like is a film of his which we don't talk about, that much. People generally don't discuss it that often, but I remember seeing it in the cinema when it came out. Was this
Yeah.
one of his last theatrical releases, maybe back then?
Double Team came out after
I saw
that,
Double
Yeah.
Team and Knockoff, and
Yeah.
and Knockoff
Legion
came
Mare.
out.
I
think after
Legion Mare
Knockoff.
may have come out in this in some.
Yeah, it was towards the end, just before the dark times.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't even want to waste time talking about other stuff just now. Let's just get into it then, shall we? So Maximus, I hadn't actually watched it for a couple of years, and then I've just watched it the weekend there, and I totally forgot it was filmed here in Toronto. Because in the scene at the Zanzibar club, and I was like,
Oh,
oh, I'm aware of that establishment that I've totally never been to before.
Yeah. I actually haven't been in it. So. Yeah, Sean's been there. Sean,
I was there years ago. Probably, in fact, I was there probably when they were filming Maximum Risk. It was probably the last time.
Yeah.
you walk by, it's like there's Owen's table. It's like, Owen, you're back. Would you like your regular table? I've never been here before.
What are you talking about, sir? You mean this isn't the library? But yeah, because when the outside scenes, I was seeing Sam the Record Man and everything, and I was like, oh wait, that's Toronto. So that's really cool. Just seeing Van Damme in Toronto, so that was really cool. Yeah, I definitely think this is one of Van Damme's more underrated movies from the period. This is one of his 3 movies with Ringo Lam, because he also did Replicant and In Hell. I think this is probably the best of the 3. I think it's probably my favorite of the 3, but I do love Replicant. And In Hell is good, but as we discussed before, it's rough as fuck. It's not something I watch that often.
There's only
never
one
been
Van
more
Damme in
depressed.
hell.
Yeah.
What the
Never
heck?
been
What are
more
you guys?
depressed.
What are you guys doing? You dropped your ball here. There's you got to. It's got to be 2 Van Dammes when you guys.
Yeah,
There's only one Van Damme in hell.
exactly. That's the problem. Yeah. So you got any movie with double Van Damage is always good. So and I remember seeing it the first time, the opening scene, and the brother gets killed. You're like, wait, what? No. Even if it's just the brother, I still don't like seeing it. It's still upset.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm like, no. But yeah, no, I like this movie. It's got a cool story. It's kind of a little different. Van Damme is good in it. Natasha Henstridge is fantastic in this movie. Excellent performance all around. She's really good. But so yeah, I really enjoy this movie. Ringo Lam knows how to shoot an action scene. I love the elevator fight scene. That looks great. The thing was, what I like about the fight scenes in this, and as sort of the period of Van Damme was kind of doing a few different things in fights, where he was doing more grappling and things like that, rather than just the usual, spin kicks or whatever, which are fine. But it's just cool seeing him doing the more gritty, almost just realistic fight scenes, because like that fight in the elevator just feels like a gritty, realistic fight for survival, where they're just it's really desperate. Mm-hmm. So I love that aspect to it. The score is decent. Not really all that memorable though. I remember years. I think when I first watched it, I was like, "Well, that taxi driver character is kind of annoying at first," and I was like, "No, he's not at all. He's in it for like 5 minutes," and I was like, "Wow, I remember this totally different. It's a total Mandela effect where I thought he was in it longer than he is." So that was good. Good villains. So yeah, that's all I'll say on it. Well, Mark, seeing as you've been MIA for the past like 12 years, so so over to you. Your thoughts on Maximum Risk?
Well, I mean, I agree. I think it is, an underrated Van Damme movie. It's not like it's top tier Van Damme or anything, but it's a pretty solid film overall. I mean, one thing I remember reading is that you probably know this, but like, I think the studio made Ringo Lam change the ending or something like that, because there was like a interview with him where he had said originally Natasha Henstridge was supposed to betray Van Damme, and and have all this kind of like double crossing going on, but then the studio said, no, like we're gonna do it the easy way or whatever, or
The formulaic way. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, by now double crossing is formulaic too. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
but it was like a quote from Ringo. He said, like, the studio just wanted Van Damme to get the girl, fuck the girl, and then that was it or something.
What else is there?
His brother's
5 stars.
girlfriend. Like,
Yeah. I know, it's like sloppy seconds. Ew.
Yeah.
give it a week,
Yeah.
Van Damme.
Right.
At least give it a week.
She
Like, he
got
just
over it.
died.
Yeah.
She got
He's not
over
even
real
cold
quick.
in the ground yet.
She definitely got over the brother.
It looks just like him, so it's
It does.
fine.
Yeah.
different
Substitution.
accents though. He didn't.
It's like a tag team. It's like a tag team. You're it.
Just
All right, go ahead.
well, I remember. Sorry, Mark. I'll let you go on in a second. But it's
That's
just
okay.
yeah, that was one thing which always niggled at me is that everyone's like, oh, you don't, you're Mikhail, and then you're like, wait a minute. You listen to the recording later on. Who the fuck's this guy talking? Who's a completely different voice? How did anybody think that this was Mikhail?
You know what? Well, I'll let Mark finish. And I do have a somewhat answer for that. But
Okay, right.
I do have an
Sorry,
answer.
Mark. Continue.
Well, I mean, one thing that's fun to do is like I actually posted this on Facebook within the past couple years. First of all, Van Damme deserves a lot of credit for bringing over all the Hong Kong film directors, or being at least playing a good part in that, right? I mean, even if you look back to his early, his like one of his first movies, No Retreat, No Surrender, even though that was like not a big budget one, but that was Corey Yuen did that one, and then obviously John Woo with Hard Target, Ringo Lam with Maximum Risk, and then Choi Hawk with Double Team. I thought he was trying to remember who it was. But I thought there was somebody else he wanted to work with or something, but it never happened. But between those three, I mean, the debuts. I mean, Hard Target's the best. I mean, obviously.
Yep, that's my favorite
I'd
Van Damme movie to this day.
Maximum Risk is a better film than Double Team.
Oh.
But Double Team, I don't know. Double Team is like a guilty pleasure. So
Double Team also has more fight scenes in it. Like there are fight scenes in Maximum Risk, but there's no big final fight scene with Van Damme, like a villain at the end, and like him versus Mickey Rourke, and the exploding mine and tiger and everything. It's just so ludicrously amazing. Like, what's not to love about that?
Yep.
Hate when that happens, man.
I know. It happened to me last week.
Literally, that's the second time this month I've been confronted with this situation.
The best product placement ever in a movie with the Coca-Cola machines.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, have to use a vending machine.
Yeah. I don't know why.
To protect me from an explosion.
I mean, like you said, Owen, like Ringo knew how to shoot action quite well. Mm-hmm. The coolest part in the film, you probably remember, he did the same thing in Full Contact with Chow Yun-fat, where he like closes one eye to aim the pistol, and then he, and then the camera follows the bullet and all that.
I love Full Contact. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's a cool movie.
Yeah. Okay. Who's next? Actually, Jay, if you want to go now, because you were going to continue.
Oh, I was just going to say, I've been watching while we started. I'm trying to see. I don't think he's spoken, or he hasn't said much. So when they recognize him, he doesn't. It's not like they're not hearing him talk a lot. So I think that when finally the main guy hears him talk, it's like, and then you could just see through his demeanor. It's like, that's not, that's not Mikhail. So he knows. I think the generic guys aren't real. Either they just might be stupid and don't even really think or know, or they haven't heard him talk a lot. Like, he might just be like, oh, it's not me, or whatever.
What about Natasha though? Does he speak? He speaks.
No, okay. So I'm watching that part right now. He is not saying very much. He's grunting. He's like, It's like, oh, can you meet me later? He's not saying a lot of I don't have the volume on because I want to hear you guys. I want to listen to you guys, but he's not talking. I'm watching it right now, and he's just looking at her, and it's a lot of head nodding and or whatever. Eventually, he will try to, when they go back to the apartment, he's like, I gotta tell you. But yeah, it's a bit of a movie thing. They kind of fudged it a little bit, but It's not too bad.
No.
No, but it does catch you off guard when he plays the tape later, where you're like, well,
yeah.
And he wouldn't talking. You know, it's not Total Recall with Arnold talking to Arnold. You know, through the video. You know,
when guys are talking to themselves. Okay, I love this movie. I saw it in theater. I think it's awesome. Like I don't know. I can't think of any negatives. I really like the story.
The story is really good.
Yeah, I like the two Van Dams. Like him getting killed in the beginning. You're like, oh shit, it's a brother. Like I like the twin brother. Anytime you're getting a briefcase or you're getting like clues to help you unlock stuff, it's a D&D thing. I love it. I loved it in was it Paycheck or any of those movies where there's like something happen or Next or any of this where they don't know what's going on and they've got to figure. I love that. And Charlie said this whenever like Total Recall, that was a 10 out of 10. When he opened up that briefcase, it's like, you're not you, you're me. I was like, okay, this is the best thing ever. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that this is a 10 out of 10. I don't even care if the rest of the movie is trash, which of course it's not. But even this week, this is one where I was at my work and my wife was at home and she needed to move a movie to watch. She didn't randomly. She just went to my collection and there's probably 2,500 at that time, not at 4,000, but there was like, you know, and she picked Maximum Risk. So I came home afterwards. She's like, I watched Maximum Risk. I'm like, with Van Damme? She's like, yeah. She's like, that was really good. I was like, shit, it is good. I was like, I thought you don't care about Van Damme. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I just thought this might be kind of neat. Yeah, and like Natasha Henstridge, there's not even 1 millisecond where she doesn't look awesome in this movie.
Yeah.
There must have been
gratuitous nudity. It's like, oh, you know, I'm just going to take my shirt off for no reason whatsoever. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You do that.
Yeah, well, there is a reason for it. The reason is to excite the fans.
Job done.
Give her the Oscar now.
Oscar, yeah. No, but you know, I think Van Damme performed well in this. I totally bought into like, okay, he's figuring out the clues. I like the mystery part of it, even though it's not Agatha Christie or something where like, wow, that was crazy. It's just like, okay, it's a generic mystery, but there is more to it than just the action. And the action is good. And it feels like it comes at times where it should come versus like, oh crap, it's been like 15 minutes. We better put an action scene. Like it feels like it organically happens. The action just happens as the story progresses. For the sake of it. It's not just there to be there. Which of course I love action to be there just to be there. If it's hard target and it's masterfully done and you know, like John Woo talks to the audience, he knows, he's like, I know what you want. I'm going to give it to you and it's going to be awesome. Like that's the conversation you have with John Woo. Ringo's more like, listen, you're going to get action, but I got a story also. Okay, Ringo, it better be it's pretty good. Right. It's pretty good. It's good. It's good. Look, it's not the greatest story of all time, but it's pretty cool. And I think you'll
like it. I think if you just bear with me, I think you'll like it.
Okay. And he's right. I don't know. I really like this a lot. I think it's like damn good. I think it's a damn good movie.
It's too bad the fight scene just to interject, but the fight scene at the end, I kind of wish they both had chainsaws at the end and there was like a chainsaw fight. That would have been awesome. Like
Texas Chainsaw 2. I love the towel. They're in the towels fighting.
Yeah. How does that not fall off? Stapled on.
They're using crazy glue or something. I don't know what they're putting this thing on. But like I liked all that. I liked the big Russian guy. He's like getting pissed off at the other guy for trying to kill Van Damme. I like that the random FBI agents are working for the Russian mob just because like randomly. Whatever. I guess they're more powerful than the FBI. But yeah, I like this a lot. I think it's good. I like all the characters.
Yeah, Paul Ben Victor is one of the FBI agents, and he's so great. If he ever watches this, no offense, but he's so great at having a punchable face, like so smug looking. He's just so great as a villain. Me and Adam were talking about this the other day, and we're saying, remember him in Daredevil, and he was like a smug bastard in that, the Ben Affleck one. Kingpin's got.
Oh yeah, shit, yeah.
That's him. Yeah. Yep. So he always makes for a great villain. I was going to say, fuck. Oh yeah, I like the scene where he's having the fight with the Russian guy in the burning building because they're in an actual burning.
It's crazy.
That's really well done. It's not CGI or anything like that, so that was very impressive. Yep. So anyway, I'll shut up, one. Sean.
Maximum Risk. Yeah, look, I saw this a long time ago, so I rewatched it again. Um, it's pretty awesome, and I say this about everything now. I'm getting more wistful for movies of yesteryear because I think there's way too much change now in filmmaking that there's more of an era now that's more definable. And here it's like I talked about color grading before, but a lot of the problem with filmmaking today is that there's no depth of field. Everything in the background is all blurred out, and it's like you might as well just be watching TV, right? And here back then they didn't think about that. Everything was in focus, so you could see the canvas clearly. And Ringo Lam knows how to shoot not just action scenes, but just a movie in general. And all the action stuff is wonderful. That whole car chase in the beginning is great. There's one part where the car is in the air careening into another car, but it's shot so clearly and everything in the background, you could see the whole thing. It looks awe-inspiring, and there's more depth of field, so you get more of a sense of it, right? The part where there's one guy that falls in the background behind Van Damme, you could see him all the way down.
Yeah.
That's like Stick, that other movie. That's the only other time I've ever seen that was Stick. It with what was it Stick with
Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds? Yeah. It was a guy falls, and it doesn't cut away; it just falls all the way down. And it's like, what the hell? How'd they do that?
Well, there's Sword and the Sorcerer where the guy just died and they just kept that shot because that was the shot they had. So that looked extremely realistic.
It's all for the art. It's all for the art.
But like the thing is that you can see everything. Like all the shots are visually interesting because everything is like in focus, and there's more artistry of like you said. There's real fire. You don't see that anymore. And
it would all be CG now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something very visceral about that the human eye understands, and you're not going to see that anymore. I like the whole voiceover thing. I know the voice weird, but like I think it is very poignant. I do get a little verklempt when in that part because he's like, when I found out about you, everything changed, right? That's really great. It really brings the whole movie home, and all these wonderful action scenes lead up to that. This is a very underrated movie. I don't think it'll ever be hailed as a mainstream classic like people discover, and it'll be like the biggest things. It should though. And a lot of Van Damme's movies are as interesting as this. But this is it's not he's trying to find a piece of his life, right? That he never knew he had. In this wonderful action thing with guys fighting each other in towels and stuff. So it's great, man. More people should know about this. I wish there was a revival of action movies like there was of monster movies in the 50s from the 30s. With stuff on TV all the time, people watched it, and it was like part of a genre of yesteryear. There isn't. I mean, there should be. It would be nice, but this would be right up there, and this would probably be rediscovered by a new generation that way.
For sure, yeah. This was the beginning of sort of Van Damme's gritty period, as I considered this, and then it's sort of his straight to DVD period, which a lot of people dismiss, but it did some great stuff. Then, like Wake of Death and Until Death, and basically has death in the title.
Right. They're gonna call it In Death, and they said, "I'll just call it In Hell." That's
I was gonna say something too. Like part of the grittiness here is there's a lot of over the top action, but it's not over the top because there's not a lot of over the top music with it too. Like the music is very subdued, and it makes it feel more gritty that way. But there's guys blowing up and stuff. It's the same thing, Yeah.
Originally Ringo was going to direct Wake of Death. Did you know that?
Oh, was he?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was like the original director. If you look on IMDb, it said he like left the project within like, a couple weeks or something. So I don't know if he like filmed anything or not, but he was like supposed to be the original director.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would love to do a stream talk about Wake of Death at some point. Well, I just want to talk all Van Damme movies at some point. We'll go through all Van Damme, all Arnold, all Stallone, all the main ones anyway. So, John.
So at first I was not a fan of this movie, and I'll tell you why. So like I found, because I was getting into my Hong Kong phase, at that time, like of course I was getting introduced to John Woo and everything. Listen, I'm not done yet. All right. So shut up.
John, you know, man, you're shocking me. This is crazy.
Listen, I will shine the love later on. Hang on a second. Anyways, okay, so just like you, Owen, Hard Target is my favorite Van Damme movie. I live and breathe that movie. John Woo is a god. And like when I found out like Ringo Lam was directing this, I was expecting more of Hard Target with this movie. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, he's doing another movie like with a big time Asian action director. I'm like, this is good. And it has great action in it, but I was just like at first, and I always joked when I first saw it, I was like, yeah, it's double the Van Damage for the first 5 minutes. And it's like, oh, it's like he died. You know, it was kind of disappointing because I kind of thought like they kind of missed the boat on that because like they could have done Double Impact but in a different way, if you know what I'm saying, like, you know, in terms of like their characters and stuff like that, but it excelled for the plot and everything. But this film has grown on me, and it is underrated. Like we're asking, is this it is, yeah, of course it's underrated. And I don't watch this one, of course, as much as I would do like a lot of his other movies and stuff like that. But we're all joking about like if Ringo Lam was saying, you know, if you don't like this movie, well, here's Natasha Henstridge. It's like, oh, now I like this movie. And I was disappointed too. I was like, this isn't Species. Species, she's topless like 90% of that whole movie. That was like the greatest thing ever. I was like, did you ever have your shirt on in it? Like on set? It's like she's just
Did anyone watch She Spies?
I did. Yes, I did.
Nice.
Of course.
We gotta move. John has to move up in the
top.
Charlie, you're gone yet. I really don't trust you, so I'm just gonna
listen. I still have a big crush on Natasha Henstridge. She still looks great. Yeah. So like then as I you know went on and watched it more and more and more, it grew on me. Like I love the grittiness of it. Like Owen, you were saying the fight scenes. Like, you know, of course I don't know why he like abandoned a lot of stuff that like I understand he wanted to become more known for an actor and stuff like that and like do more realistic action and stuff like that. But you know, I was kind of bummed like he was getting rid of his trademarks like the helicopter kick and stuff like that. So I was kind of bummed about that. But I love the fights. And listen, like Stefanos Miltistikics, the Greek guy who unfortunately passed away, he fought Van Damme like 5 times. He always had a great fight with Van Damme. And listen, I get out of the shower, I put a towel around me, I go to bend over to pick something up, my towel falls off every single time.
Yeah,
those towels had to have been stapled on. Because
they were definitely stapled on.
Like,
yeah,
I was like, come on, there's no way those towels would have been able to stay on with that. But that was a great fight, let me tell you. And again, the elevator scene, and when he sticks the knife in his foot, I love that part. That's
that was awesome.
Because you can feel it. That's one of those moments where you're like, I felt that. It's like when you get like somebody gets hit in the nuts or something like that. It's like, I felt that. But like when he stabs him in the foot like that, I felt that, you know. And the ending, I was a little jaded with too, because again, Owen, like you were saying, to go off your point, it doesn't have like a big like time action set piece. I mean, there is, you know, I love the part where he cocks the gun and he aims it and he shoots and then he's hanging on the meat hook at the end and he, you know, he fires away at the gun. But it's like Paul Ben Victor, yeah, he's a great character actor, but it's like I don't want him to be the guy he's fighting. And then the heavier FBI guy who is more of a waste, you know, it's like he just gets shot and rolls over. It's like, so I was kind of disappointed in that fact. But like I said, I have grown to love this movie, and I do love this movie now, and I have it and I watch it. And when I watched it yesterday, and my love grew even more. And it's like sensational action scenes. I mean, this is one of those other movies where like you can really make a case for his acting, you know, because like J-Man, you were saying like how he's not talking a lot, like, you know, at the beginning and stuff like you know, he's doing a lot of his expressions with his face and everything. And listen, I gotta say again, like Natasha Henstridge, like she was slipping him the tongue something fierce during this.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
I was like that in the Paycheck too. I was like, Jesus. I'm like, can I get in on this? It's like, holy cow.
I'm also your brother.
But I love how he's like,
we're triplets.
And I love how he's like, you can tell he's like, I should tell her I'm not him, but I don't really care.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to. Yeah.
But then she starts stripping once they have sex with me. He's like, okay, wait, I can't do this. Okay, I got to tell you. Now it's like, now I got it. But 9 out of 10 men would have went through it. And then afterwards been like, hey, you know what? I'm not Mikhail. So it's like, but yeah, so in terms of like, I was disappointed because like I said, and then I went back and afterwards I got more acquainted with Ringo Lam and the style of movies he did, of course, Full Contact and everything. I was like, okay, so yeah, so he's not John Woo. He's a different type of
Right.
Asian action filmmaker, and it's okay. He's more, gritty, like more stripped down, in terms of drama and everything like that. And I think this is one of Van Damme's best performances, if you think about it. And you feel for him, like he really feels like, I just found out I had this brother, and I can't meet him because he's dead. It's like, that's tragic, and that's a really tragic story. But then, couple that, and then the trope of there's always a taxi guy in these movies. Like the action star gets off the plane, and there's the taxi guy waiting to pick him up, and then sometimes the taxi guy betrays them, and sometimes the taxi guy doesn't.
Well, but you know what? Maybe that taxi driver had 5 kids to feed, so you know what I mean?
5 kids to feed.
Yeah, that's right.
And then one of them died, and it became
Shit,
4.
you married.
But then he dies, and then I felt bad. I was like, he wasn't in the movie for that long, but you kind of felt for him, like he was this guy who wanted to help and was actually like a sincere. He was a good taxi driver, He's like, he actually wanted to help Van Damme, and he got shot for his trouble. So that was kind of a bummer.
They gave him a character, though. He's a writer. Like they didn't just like they gave him a character so that you did care, right?
The character arc, yes. He had a little bit like, he just wanted, and then Van Damme's like, he's like, no, you can write your novel or whatever and stuff like that. I was like, that's kind of a bummer, But then of course Natasha takes her clothes off. It's like, okay, I feel better now.
I got over it now.
I'm over it now.
Things are looking up.
So yes, this movie is underrated, and like I said, sensational action sequences. Like the choreography was great, and like I liked how they got brutal. And again, the fire sequence too, like you were saying at the beginning, it's like he kicks them into the fire. It's like, I want to know how he got out of there, because like that shit collapsed. So I was like,
he's Russian.
Wow. Yeah,
maybe they're twins too.
Yeah, he's like,
yeah.
I expect to come out and have his face be melted off, and it was like a cyborg underneath it or something.
He should have been coming in. You should have walked in profile.
Yes.
Like rouge, he turns and it's all burnt on the side.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, so again, the first time I went in with certain expectations and they weren't met at first, but then it's like it's one of those cases whereas now I've watched it and years have gone by. I love what it had to give me, in a different way, and stuff. And of course, it opened up the ways for Wake of Death, and again, Tony Sheena, who was in Wake of Death, she should be a big time action star. Yeah, that's what I got. I mean, like I said, it's got great Van Damme action, it's got heart, it's got a little bit of humor, and it's just it showed what a great filmmaker Ringo Lam was, in terms of the style that he brought to it, and he was able to show a little bit of his his self in the movie, because you don't know when they come over Hollywood, it's like they try to bastardize them in terms of like the filmmaking and stuff like that. That's why I'm such a fan of Hard Target, because John was pretty much able to do what he wanted to do and everything. So yeah, I'm good. Yep.
I was actually just reading it. I'm reading this off IMDb. I'm not going to pretend I've remembered all of this. But right. some of the interior shots are shot at Jean-Claude Van Damme's timeshare in Toronto.
I read that,
This sold the property in the late 80s, and by 96 it was costing him over $1,000 per week. It took some convincing to get the script rewritten to include the new location, but everyone was happy that they did, because it meant that Jean-Claude stopped pestering people about investing in his timeshare in Toronto.
It's like, cut. Did I tell you guys about this?
You guys ought to come to my place. It's so nice.
Who's looking for a vacation spot? I got one.
I got this great investment property. You're gonna
you'll love it.
After Charlie goes, I want to ask everybody a question about John Woo, because our John made me think about this with his comment. But I want to ask.
I'm excited. Okay. All right. Charlie Bronson, over to you.
Charlie Bronson. Yeah. So I hadn't watched this movie in probably damn near 25 years. I think I rented it one time because Van Damme and the chick from Species. So I'm like, this is obviously going to be the greatest thing ever. And it's the last time I ever watched it. And I honestly don't remember anything from it till I watched it today. And I'm sitting there kind of expecting, I think, what everybody does when you pop in a Van Damme movie. Like, okay, just going to start kicking ass here a little bit. Then I'm watching it going, there's a fight. Cool. Okay. Oh, this is like a thriller. Oh, okay. There's some story going on here. It's a little slow. Okay. I'm not hating it. I'm just like reshifting my brain to what I'm watching. Natasha Henstridge takes off her clothes. I'm back. Yep. Locked in. Here we go. The fight with in the sauna was fucking badass. Just reminded me of like Red Heat.
Red
You
Heat,
know,
yeah.
there's all the guys fighting in those things. Got into the story, but I gotta say, the last like 15 minutes, once he gets to the safety deposit box and after, I'm like, buckle up. That was the action movie at the end of this movie. Like that brought me all the way up. Like at first I was kind of like, nah, this ain't terrible, but I understand why I haven't watched it in 25 years. But I got to that ending going, here we go. This is you had a fucking chainsaw cutting through pig carcasses, you know, out of nowhere. I was not expecting that at all. You know, it was, I love the fights. The giant Russian dude was just fucking badass. He reminded me of the Kevin Nash and the Punisher. You know, it's just fucking a monster. The Russian.
Great original name there.
Right? Way to go, Marvel. But, you know, it just, he was great. And you know, you got, while we didn't get an awesome end fight, I agree. It's kind of like they all lived, but we did get 3 fights with the Russian. And I'm like, okay, that kind of makes up for that a little bit, especially the elevator one. That knife in the, not just the foot, the toes of your foot. Yeah. Like even the Russian guy would be like, never thought that would happen. Like just that look on his face of pain and what the fuck just happened. But I like the close quarters fight of it. You guys said something earlier about they changed what the director was wanting to do about having people like turn on him. I feel like a little piece of that was left in there because when he's playing the tape recorder, I took that trust no one line as, oh, I better watch Natasha Henstridge a little bit closer because that was immediately where my brain went like, oh, she's going to fucking double cross because she's in the mob club with all of them at the beginning. He has that interaction or the main mob Russian guy has the interaction with her. Like there's a little bit of history. I was fully expecting that. I'm okay with the ending because it ends on a happier note. She goes and meets mom, and you know, it is a little weird that we're talking days ago that he died, that you know, her fiance dies, and you know, now it's like, well, you look like him close enough. Here we go. Let's do it. Doing it while the feds are in the other room is just an alpha move that rarely anyone can pull off. And then the looks on. It's not just that, but the two of them are also laying in the same bed together, listening to Van Damme give it to Natasha Henstridge. You know, there's a whole lot of layers to unpack.
That's such a sleazy scene. That
it is.
I would have waited till later. Yeah, but you know, there's guys in next to him. The classy thing is that you just wait. Now you know what? Fuck it. She's getting it on the sink. Who cares who listens? Whatever.
And they didn't turn the fan on, baller move, so that way they knew.
I'm telling you, they wanted the fans.
That was deliberate.
They even gave us glasses to put next to the.
Oh, I think they heard every single moan because we did. It's all in there. But I had a good time with this movie. It's definitely one that I wouldn't say no to watching again. I actually own it. This was on a like collection of Van Damme movies I've had on DVD for a while. There was like 4 or 5 Van Dammes, and I've always had Mask of Risk, and I knew it was Natasha Henstridge. I just never kind of went, but that's the underrated part, I guess. I just never went back to it going, yeah, that's a really good one. That's worth my time. This one, I would be like, if you've seen most of his top tier stuff, check out Mask of Risk if you haven't. Same with, you know, Nowhere to Run. You know, it's not his best, but it's a really good movie. You know, start checking out those other, like, just under the edge of the top tier Hard Targets and Universal Soldier and stuff like that, but not quite his just straight to DVD ones that really started going downhill, or even his ones like The Gardener now. You know, like this is definitely way better than some of his newer stuff he's doing too. So, but that's me.
Gardner blows dead bears. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's simple. I enjoyed it for the most part, and I think if I watched it a third time, knowing what to expect now, I'll probably get like J-Man to be more into the like the espionage kind of storyline and the mystery. And it's one of those weird ones. It's a simple action movie, so the mystery is only a mystery for a few seconds, and then the audience is told what's going on, and we're just watching Van Damme solve it. You know,
But they never even like the FBI guys were just crooked, like probably just for money, right? They never really said like even the head FBI guys like we better not get caught, you know.
They said their names on the list. That's all I ever got from them was we're on. At the end of it, it culminates to the Russian guy was double crossing the main Russian guy with the help of the feds. Mikhail knew everything. Mikhail was wanting to get out because he wanted to reconnect with Van Damme. Like, there's a shit ton going on.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's a lot of
There's a lot of story, maybe not as much plot. Like what we're seeing.
That's right.
What we're seeing is not a lot, but you have to like think a little bit extra.
That's where I think a third watch would help me.
Right.
Knowing a little bit more of it and bringing it into the beginning of the movie.
Right.
Where I'm like, I already have some of the pieces. But again, not a bad watch. I would watch it again and I would recommend it. So I had a good time. The action was, we all talked about the practical effects. I even, I was laughing at the European car chase because I'm used to American car chases with V8 engines and roaring and, this was like, but then when they fucking jump that thing over that pier I thought they were going to land in the water, but it lands on a boat ramp and it keeps going. I'm like, I'm in. What else you got? And they get into this like spin around type move with him and Van Damme. I was like, that was actually a really good car chase. I kind of hate to say, it was a good European car chase.
Yeah, it was cool. Right, Jay, what were you going to ask?
Well, so John brought this up because he had seen Hard Target, which is John Woo, and he then associated, and a lot of people said this for Maximum Risk, which is why it's interesting that John brought it up. It's it's another Chinese guy. Oh, well, this is going to be Hard Target too. And then the reaction is, oh, well, what the shit's going on here? Like nothing's like not every, that should have exploded right there. Why didn't someone get shot right there? Why didn't that blow up? Right. Like, so, and I had already known, like I had seen other John Woo movies and I was going through, I'd actually seen other Ringo Lam movies. So I knew that this was not going to be like crazy Hard Target. Right? Yeah. So my question then is that going into Maximum Risk, how familiar were you with either John Woo previous to Hard Target or Ringo Lam previous to this or Chinese in general? Because I watched a lot and there's ones where it's like, and when the comedy's there, the comedy's always goofy and silly, right? So when you see like Double Team or whatever, and you see like goofy stuff, you're like, yep, that's in there, right? So like you can kind of tell us like the French movies. What were we talking about?
The Gardener.
No. The other. The True Lies. Because it's got the French influence. So that's my question. So how familiar with you?
It wasn't available to me growing up, a lot of those movies. So I didn't find them till way after I watched movies like Hard Target and Maximum.
So you saw Hard Target and then saw Maximum Risk and thought, where's this action? Like, how come this isn't like Hard Target?
Yeah, even though I honestly, when it comes to Maximum Risk. I got this, guys.
Mask of the Risk.
When I watch Maskovich, that's Fievel. But when I watched this Maximum Risk the first time, and even the second time, I didn't look up the director, so I didn't have a preconceived like idea of this is a Chinese director. What else has he done? And that's what I did a lot of the times with the movies. Like if it wasn't Carpenter or Cameron or something, that was really cool. I like it. And then if I saw another couple and I'm like, this feels familiar, then I would be like, oh, it's the same director. That's why I remember a lot of this. So yeah, when I was watching these for the first time, I had no idea about all the other stuff they had done.
I was kind of the same. Yeah. I had seen Full Contact. That was sort of my thing. But the thing is, like, I wasn't expecting Hard Target 2 with Maximus. Like I knew from the trailer, and FYI, the trailer was awesome with Firestarter by The Prodigy in it. And I always loved the scene of Van Damme jumping in front of the train and then leaping out the way. I always thought that was such a great scene. But just from the trailer alone, I was like, oh, okay, this isn't the same as Hard Target. It's Ringo Lam has a grittier filming style where John Woo's looks glossier and sort of you could almost say more cinematic and stylish, whereas Ringo Lam was going more for sort of realism and grittiness. So I kind of knew that I wasn't going to go in and watch Hard Target, so I thought, no, the trailer's painted an idea of what to expect, and I liked seeing something different. I didn't want to see the same thing again. I like to see Van Damme trying to do something different. So, but yeah, in terms of like comparing it to John Woo, I didn't. I was just like, it's a new Van Damme movie, and that's all I cared about was like it's Van Damme.
Yep.
That was where I was. Mark.
Yeah. I mean, back when I first saw it was in the '90s. Rented on VHS. I didn't know at that time who Ringo Lam was. I knew who John Woo was though, but I didn't have any because I didn't know Ringo Lam was a Hong Kong director at that time. I didn't have any like preconceived notions or anything. But looking back, it's like Owen, like everybody can tell straight away, like John Woo, he's very different from Ringo Lam in like he's got like that operatic style and like just over excess, with the violence, with the gunshots, with the everything, right? I mean, if it's a shootout, there's going to be like dozens and dozens, if not more, usually, right? Just littered with bullets and
everyone gets shot 5 times minimum, right?
It's flying everywhere. Yeah,
poetic, operatic quality to it, right? But yeah, Ringo Lam. When I became like more, got beyond the surface level of Jackie Chan, John Woo, and those guys, and really started digging into Hong Kong cinema about like a little over 20 years ago. Then I realized Ringo Lam and Choi Hak. I knew that I recognized their names. I didn't know they were like from Hong Kong. So I'm like, okay. And after I became familiar with their filmmaking style, I went back and watched those movies again from a new perspective of like, okay, now I know this guy's style. Let me go back and watch, because I hadn't seen Maximum Risk. I'd seen it like twice. And then probably like, I mean, it's been like 17, 16 years now when I remember watching the trailer again, and then I'm like, I remember seeing that stuff like you were saying, one where he like drops down from like the elevated train tracks or whatever it is, and then the police get him, and then I was like, I gotta check that out again. So I went and got it, and then I I've seen it a few times since. It's like one that you appreciate more over time. And so yeah, I mean that's pretty much covers it.
Yeah,
in terms of my answer there.
Yeah, just what I remember. But I think did we discuss this in Hell that like Ringo Lam was always really sort of tough to work with. He was tough on the actors. Because I remember hearing that. I remember the dude who played Poor Billy in Hell. He probably really got fucking attacked in those movies.
I think all those guys are very tough. It's a completely different mentality.
Yeah.
Than what everything here is safety checks, and we got to make sure everyone's comfortable and good. Has everyone eaten? Has everyone hydrated? Is your AC on? Like it's like everyone liable. All is you okay? You not like okay. We're making a movie here, so let's film this. Oh, I got to take a dump. Hold it. Like
in your pants.
Yeah, like let's go, right? Like I think it's just a different kind of the mentality. You wouldn't. This is why you get different kind of styles too, right? Like they have different visions for their movie, and it's like you have to be there. I mean, John Woo, I don't know how many takes he does, but just think of those scenes. And it's like, okay, Van Damme, do those kicks again. We got to get other coverage, or we've got whatever cameras. Do it again. And it's like, and then because even when he cuts in those movies and he's like doing like a kick, like he does a sweep kick, and he hits the guy, you see different angles, and you could tell that wasn't the same kick that you just saw in the previous angle. Like you can see that wouldn't have been the follow through if it was that first shot, right? So he's done that 20 times. Like, I mean, sure, it's not Charlie Chaplin who does like 80 takes or whatever crazy takes he would do, but like it's still like how many, and you're like, God damn, like we got it. I mean, I'm just kicking this guy off the roof of the car. Like, who cares?
There was something I read once about John Woo where they had nicknamed him One Take John, but I think it might have been for like dramatic scenes,
right?
Because he felt like there was something to do with he felt like the first take is going to be the most like their emotional response is going to be the most natural.
Yeah.
Instead of, okay, this is your 50th take, you're just not giving it 100% anymore or whatever.
Right.
And then with, like you said, the cameras, like, I mean, because I read a book about them like 20 years ago, and it like it goes into a lot of details about like Hard Target and how, I guess this is typical for John Woo, where he sets up multiple cameras to
Yeah.
cover the same action sequence, and then he can, because he used to edit like back in like before Hard Target, he like edited a couple of his films like Hard Boiled and Bullet in the Head, I think, or a couple of those movies. So it's like he had everything, like the science down.
Yeah, well, no, for sure. Oh, before we continue, Mark, I showed this to everybody before we went on. I just got this today.
Oh,
Tomorrow.
nice.
The 4K trilogy of A Better Tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to watching and reviewing these. I don't think I've ever actually seen the third one.
There's supposed to be a work print of A Better Tomorrow 2 on that disc, so that'll be interesting. I haven't done the 4K. It's like I'm just trying to not go there, but I would be interested to see what was on the work print of that one.
A betterer.
A better.
An even better.
That's more better tomorrow.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, bonus disc. Long Lost, A Better Tomorrow 2 work print featuring over 30 minutes of never before seen footage. And then A Better Tomorrow 3, Love and Death in Saigon, the Taiwanese cut. Oh, God, I'm just going to have to call in sick for the next few days.
I live and die by the Taiwanese cut. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
You said you've never seen part 3, Owen?
No, only seen the first.
Neither have I.
Yeah, but Joy Hawk did part 3. There was like this whole thing too about how they had like a falling out after The Killer or something, where I guess Troy Hawk publicly stated he was going to direct A Better Tomorrow 3, even though John Woo was originally supposed to do it. So then he took some of his ideas and he put them into Bullet in the Head. That's why there's like a lot of similarities between, they both are like in Vietnam and all that. So
surely they could have shot it out between them. They should have given them guns, and they would have been.
No,
then you could have
double gunplay.
They should do like Hark V Woo or something. And it's just like big, like,
I haven't seen
John Woo's like doing the helicopter kicks and shit.
I haven't seen Bullet in the Head for years, but I remember it was pretty rough. Like it was just a tough movie. It's not fun, but it's coming out in 4K soon, so I'm just getting them all.
Yeah, that's also coming out.
Right. Them all, so it gives me excuse to do new reviews for these movies. I've never reviewed it, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, John, what was the question again?
No, so John already answered it. That's what.
That was him. Yeah,
I did
answer. Yeah, because you saw Maximum Risk with preconceived consent. You thought, it'll be more. It's a Chinese thing, so it'll be more actiony, right?
But it's just the Asian accent cinema mindset, though, because I was getting heavily into that Donnie Yen movies. I was eating it all.
Right.
John Woo was way more accessible, than Ringo Lam movie. Like the only Ringo Lam movies I had seen prior to Maximum Risk was Full Contact, and he did Twin Dragons with Jackie Chan, which is another twin movie. But that was flamboyant and a lot
of. That's a jokey.
Yeah, but there's a lot of over the top stylistic action in that movie. So and you were saying how in America, there's all these safety protocols, and in Asia they're like, hey, you know what? When you're kicking this guy in the fight scene, light your leg on fire. It's like they just don't care. So
wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah,
if his leg was also on fire.
So that's why. And the two that I had seen, and plus with Twin Dragons, I was like, this is kick. I enjoy. Is it more? I
like. I have it. I don't like it.
Well, yeah, but so I was kind of Full Contact isn't John Woo-esque per se, but there's a lot of bloodshed, a lot of shit going on.
It's very stylish too.
Exactly. Yeah. So you got Chow Yun-fat doing Chow Yun-fat things. So I was like, so that's why, like, when I was going into Maximum Risk, I was like, this is, and then when I watched it, I was like, this is not like what I was expecting. So and plus it's not just Ringo Lam movies, it's Asian action in general that I was absorbing at that time. So
Sean.
I don't think I lumped all Chinese directors as the Chinese thing back then, but like I just associated Chinese directors with we're going to see something new and fresh that might not be fresh where they are, but yeah, I mean, like each director is different. Like, I don't think they were all the same. I don't know. I've watched a lot of that stuff on CFMT here, so it's just different. It's like, Andrew Lau and like Choi Hark and all that. They all
who nobody knew how to pronounce that name. Everyone called him Sui or whatever.
Sui Hark.
Yeah, Sui Hark. It's like, okay.
Sui Hark.
Sui.
Yeah, like there's promotion for I Love Maria, and I think they said it there, like Choi Hark. That movie's like mid '80s or something like that. So yeah. But,
Charlie, you answered, didn't you?
Yes.
They always called Choi Hawk like the Steven Spielberg of like Hong Kong, because even if he didn't direct the movie, if he like produced it or anything,
right?
He got his like fingerprints,
like
all
Chinese
over
Ghost Story and all that. Yeah,
Chinese Ghost Story. I think he did produce I Love Maria or something.
Right. Yeah.
Maria. Sorry. Actually, just we're gonna do. Adam asked earlier some movies to recommend of Ringo Lamb's. So, well, City on Fire, I would say, Twin Dragons, and Full Contact, I would say. Full Contact is a must-see. Adam, definitely watch Full Contact. That's my personal favorite. City on Fire, though, is more of a thriller than an action movie, kind of where you're thinking Maximum Risk, is this going to be lots of fight scenes? It's not. There is action in it, but it is more about the characters and the story rather than constant action. But still, it's a good movie. Anyway,
I didn't realize he did Aces Go Places 4.
He directed that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that one.
Really So
part 2 is
part 2 is the best one. Yeah,
part 2 is the best one. But
that robot that breaks apart and comes back, it's awesome.
Yes, City on Fire's. Yeah, that's cool. What was the other one you mentioned, Owen? Yeah, Twin Dragons, Full Contact. I'm looking at his
Full Alert. That one.
Full Alert. Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen Full Alert. No, I think like pound for pound for like a film, I would say it's probably his best film because even though it's not like super action heavy, it is more of like a darker crime drama with action thrown in, But I mean that movie, like, I don't know, it's just really good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll look. I've never seen that one. Basically anything that Sean and I have seen, we either saw together from Sean's former living thing. Like there's a store there that had them all. It was like 3 for $10, so we would just buy everything. Like Better Tomorrow trilogy, $10.
That's not what I paid, to tell you that much.
That's definitely not. So everything, like we just bought anything. We Sean and I would just go and we just buy the same movies. It's like we just bought and then I would be like, oh, you got to get Moon Warriors. I watched that last week. That was awesome. Remember Moon Warriors? That was awesome. I paid $75 $effing for Moon Warriors, and I went to Sean's store. I was like, "It's $3.33."
It's $3.
And absolutely. And then our mutual friend, bought it, and he's like, I thought it was pretty good. It's like, how about you F yourself? How's that sound? It's like I paid $75. That's the one I have on the shelf, and I'm never selling it. I'm going to be cremated with that. It's the most outrageous.
You're coming with me to hell.
I was so desperate to own it because it was so. There's a whale that comes in.
He has a pet killer whale.
They have a killer, and it hits. I was like, "What is this? This is crazy."
In the at least in the English translation, his name is Sea Wayne.
Which is like super. And the villain, it takes about 7 guys to kill that guy. They cut his eyes this way, and he's still fighting on. I'm like, holy shit! What the hell? This guy's dead. Anyways, whatever. So this was you guys. I wish we had known all you guys, man, because it was just Sean and I. But going there, dude, like it was like HMV or Sam's, but only Chinese movies.
Where was this?
It was a Midland Finch.
Midland and Finch,
Scarborough.
close to.
You guys live in Toronto too. Okay.
Yeah.
So me, Sean, and J-Man all live within like half an hour of each other, so like we're actual real life friends. And Charlie,
wow.
You guys are all down below.
What's going on here? Like,
we've never been in a physical room with each other.
Charlie. No, exactly.
Yeah.
I wish we had known. Owen, man, it would have been great. Like going down there every Saturday. We went
I would be
every Saturday.
bankrupt because I would spend so much
No,
money.
It's funny because the Chinese clientele didn't really care. It's like, oh, old hat movies to them, and it's just like J-Man and I would just buy everything. And then one time we went there, and there's two other white guys there, and we just staring at each other.
I was no, you know what? F those guys. I was going so often to the Chinese mall that I got no tax. They don't charge tax to each other.
They gave us favors.
They gave me the no tax, dude. Yeah. I've graduated. They're like it's sort of. It's like it was a Chinese. It's a big, huge Chinese mall, kind of. You know, in there.
Pacific Mall, yeah.
Pacific Mall, yeah. So and like it was all Chinese people. They didn't charge. They never. And I'd watch them pay, and they would just pay. I'm like, they didn't charge this guy tax. Then I went, and it'd be like, you know, 11.52. Where I'm like, that's tax. What the heck?
Yeah. So what it was? All the Chinese customers, they give them like the no tax. They give them all these like discounts, and if they gave you a discount, you're super in. And
I super got in. I think it was on A Man Called Hero. They're like, it's like you come every week. I was like, fucking A, I'm here every week. And they gave me the no tax. I was like, yeah, I can't believe it. It was so awesome. That was like the greatest day of my life. I was like, yes, I'm in. I'm finally in. I bought like 300 movies from you people. Like, can I get the no tax?
Well, of course. They're like, you give us money. We don't charge your tax anymore.
They actually had a stamp card too. On top of 3 for $10, there was a stamp card where you get a free one. You're like, holy shit! It's like,
holy crap!
Like a free sub. I get a free sub.
And the VCDs were like $5 or something. I have so many Chinese Shaw Brothers VCDs. Sean and I had like a VCD collection. It was 4 discs.
I have a couple. I have RoboCop 3 on VCD.
Oh, Natasha's naked. This is the hotel part, so I've completely blanked all you out. Sorry.
Keep your pants on, Jay.
Yeah. Well, they haven't been on the entire stream, so
joke's on you. That's the bullshit, man. I didn't have that, man. I'm in rural country in the South, and like I get mainstream like Van Damme stuff, but none of these other directors or anything that came from overseas, because they weren't buying them. I know we've probably talked about it on J-Man's channel before that there was just no call for it. So unless you caught it on cable on an off, day, they're just playing random shit. Like every once in a while, you would catch a Shaw movie. And just be like, this is wild. But this is why I have, like, you guys are listing off movies, and I'm just sitting here going, I don't know what the fuck any of y'all are saying. I don't know what.
Toronto had
Cantonese. Go ahead.
No, Toronto had an influx of Chinese immigration before the Hong Kong handover, so we had a lot of Chinese movies come in as well, and like official ones too. And if you want Indian movies, there's a Little India here. They sold all that in Gerrard
and even South India. If you wanted the South Indian movies, we had the contact with the South Indian guy.
There's one company that sells South Indian, like the Tamil movies. And
Tamil.
They make wacky action pictures. Well, you saw one. RRR is Tamil.
I saw that.
So,
Look, if you guys want the hookup on the Bible Belt Christian movies, I will hook you up.
Listen,
I have got the line on here.
I like Passion of the Christ. There's some good blood in that. There's some good gore.
Yeah, no, that's not the type of movies you're going to get that I'm going to say.
That's not what he's talking about.
He's talking the really good ones.
God's Not Dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What about I've got Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter, where he teams up with Santo and Mary Magdalene. I don't know if that's going to make it in that.
That's a Canadian thing, yeah.
You guys not know? Oh man.
I don't know if it was in the
was that only Canada? That was a great movie.
I've heard of that one, but I've never seen it. No.
Regarding John Woo, keep going back to John Woo, but a lot of people. I mean, you guys. Some of you guys probably know he's a Christian, and he puts a lot of that into his films.
I remember Face Off particularly.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where the doves go.
But one thing I noticed about Ringo Lam, because John Woo, he always had all these like visual trademarks that you kind of I'm gonna look for the doves, the double guns, the slow motion, the whatever, right? All those the Mexican standoffs, all those like trademarks. But I noticed like Ringo Lam had a few things that he would put into a lot of his films. I don't know if he did this intentionally or not, but it wasn't so much of his work that I think he did, almost like a trademark where you know, Fire was one. Obviously, I mean, he's got all those On Fire films.
Yeah.
Cemeteries were prominently featured in his films, and like shots of lightning. I noticed almost every one of his films. You got like at least one shot of some like lightning strike or something like that. So.
Right. Well, there is the cemetery one where that's where they find Van Damme, his main character at the beginning of this one, after they find the dead brother.
I love that little bait and switch though, where you think, oh, he's at his brother's funeral, and then it's like, no, it's Major something or other, and you're like, oh, wow, and then it's like, oh, by the way, there's this guy who is actually your brother, and
yeah,
like, oh, shit.
All of a sudden they're like pulling the thing back. You're like, what's happening right now?
You know what, Owen? I've seen this a few times. It still got me. I rewatched this a couple of days ago, and I was like, oh yeah, there's the funeral. I was like, oh wait, that's not oh shit, it got me again. It literally has got me every time I've watched it. It's tricked me every time.
Yeah, it's a nice little sort of twist to that, though. It's something like it doesn't need to be done, but it does happen just to sort of wrong foot you, and you're just like, oh, that's why Ringo Lam was great, though, because they're just doing something a little different.
When Sean was talking about lighting and what you're saying now about these little incidental things, it's like while Sean was actually talking about that lighting, it was where he met Natasha, and then she wanted to have sex, and he kind of said no. He's sitting there, and you can see like the like light through the shades, and it's a very light purple glow in that room because of the light outside, and it's just like all well done. It feels like he's really sitting in a spot waiting for her or whatever. I think
see everything. That's why
you could see everything. Like that's it's actually like I didn't want to interrupt you, but while you were talking, and saying your examples, it was literally happening at the same. I was like, "Yep, that all makes sense."
It's awful.
Right there.
Watch modern movies, especially summer ones, and you'll see that like a lot of the characters are in the foreground are in focus, and everything else is blurred behind them. And it's like, why would that be? Who lit this? What's going on? You know,
what are you hiding? Even
it's a lot of MCU movies now. Those Oz, the Wicked movies or whatever. They look awful.
I think that's literally what they're trying to do is hide certain effects that they're doing and things that they're changing.
Yeah, or the James Cameron doesn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I watched Downton
everything. Yeah.
I watched Downton Abbey, which the newest movie, which of course has nothing to do with action, but the lighting and thing in that is absolutely effing outrageously awesome. Every shot is every shot's a photograph. Like you just pause it, make that a postcard. But this movie has a lot of good shots. But yeah, Sean, you're right. Like I think the backgrounds are fake half the time because there's so much CGI. Everything's fake, anyways. They're not in a spot.
Not in the real world.
They're not in the real world, man.
They're filming in these rooms that are just green screen with a little bit of foreground prop.
But my counter to that. Sorry,
no, you're fine. Go for it.
My counter to that is Avatar: Way of Water. It's like you can laugh at that movie all you want and say, oh, no one thinks about those movies anymore. But when you watch the movie, the whole thing is fake because it's a fake world.
Right.
All of it, the water, the grass, everything is fake. But they put a lot of time and care into it.
You can see everything.
Yeah.
But that's James Cameron.
James Cameron is God.
James Cameron.
That.
And they have and they're all 3D, so you really need to have depth in that. They said that Paul Anderson said this for the Resident Evils because he was using the cameras for the 3D, and he's like, you got to light there's parts where Mila's walking around and there's like all this shit and the whole world's destroyed behind her, so you got to light all this crap. And he's like, 3D is really, and that's why if you saw Resident Evil like part 4 or 5, or whenever they start going to 3D, you're like, shit, the 3D is pretty goddamn good. What the hell happened? It's like Tron, Avatar, and Resident Evil all look great, and then every other 3D movie is piss. And you're like, how is this happening? It's like, well, because it's hard work.
They took the extra effort to it and everything. Right. But it's not even like this movie. It's not even like the action sequences. One of my favorite shots in here, and I didn't. It just hit me out of nowhere is when he finds out about having the brother, and it cuts to his mother talking. Yeah, and then it just kind of pans out where the camera's on her.
I know exactly.
Yeah, and then it pans out, and
he's there,
and I'm just like, it's such an amazing shot, an emotional shot. I mean, this is right up there for Van Damme acting in this movie because you feel he doesn't want to feel betrayed because of his mom, but he's learning all this stuff about why he was chosen. He wasn't. It was the luck of the draw.
I love it.
This entire sequence, I'm just locked in. But it's so well shot and framed and everything. I'm glad you know exactly what I'm talking about, because
I knew exactly, because
really
I thought that too. And then he's there on the side, and because it just came from the story, now you're hearing the story. Now it's coming into the real world again. It's like, okay, now here's where they are. And he doesn't do this. I hate this in movies and plots where it's like, oh, you lied to me, and why didn't you tell me? And they're all pissed off and upset. And then that's the next half an hour of the goddamn movie is
the Batman.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yep.
You lied to me, Alfred, despite the fact you've just been blown up and you're half dead.
Okay, so Alfred is blown up and half dead. He took care of your ass, wiped your ass, fed your stupid face ass, and now you're like, oh, screw you, Alfred. What? Because now John Turturro is cool, but just because John Turturro says so, get the F out of here. Like that pissed me off that actually pissed me off in the theater.
Tell you that you're supposed to hate him like that. Yeah, I like that. Yes, it's a shock to his system, and honestly, he's dealing with the shock throughout the movie. But there's so much happening that it's fine. You know, I can deal with it. It's an underlying thing he's dealing with. But that one scene right there, I was just like, yep, I really like. There was a lot of those in Hell. As disturbing as that fucking movie was,
in Hell.
Depressing, there was a lot of that type of storytelling just in the camera work and the way they set it up for the dialogue. So I was impressed with a lot with this movie.
You know, this movie, it's super underrated. You know what? F the people on this one, because like, like Van Damme, it's like, oh, we want, like, it's like they tell Van Damme what they want. Oh, we got to have better characters out there, but you have to have better storylines. Can't just be like whatever. Okay. And then they do all of that. And then it's still stylized. It's actually, and then it's still like, well, I don't know, wasn't that good? I don't understand. I don't know what people want. I actually don't know what they want out of Van Damme. I don't know. Because when he does kick-ass martial arts movies, they're 10 out of 10. When he does like super high action, hard target, double impact, that kind of stuff, it's awesome. But that's too stupid. Okay, then he does this one, which I actually think is good. And my wife watching thought this was a pretty good story with I liked the action. She really liked it. And it's like, even generic normies, she's a super normie. Other normies have said, I kind of like this one. It was pretty good. Like, I like the story. It's like, I don't know what they want. Like, what do you want out of the guy?
They don't know. I think that's what it is at the end of the day. They don't even know what they want. You know,
I feel like he's given it. I feel like even in Hell as well. I liked In Hell.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
It's just depressing and disturbing at times.
But and they said, why doesn't Van Damme Why doesn't Van Damme try this and this? Okay, he effing tried it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was good. He didn't try it and it sucked. He tried it and it was like, that was pretty good.
He'll do a movie and they're like, oh, it's just Van Damme kicking again, just like every other one. But then he does this. He's like, why isn't he kicking anymore?
Oh, exactly. That's the exact wording they use.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of kicks. And then it's like, well, how come there wasn't any kicks? WTF. Like, what do you want out of this guy? He's got, out of all of the guys, the range of the types of movies is pretty vast.
I think between him and like Stallone, they're the ones that have probably been the most
diverse of kind of
diverse. Yeah. And
like,
trying new things.
I said this before. I went probably for In Hell or whatever, but the fact was that Van Damme, apart from maybe Hard Target, rarely feel like the invincible badass. His characters always were vulnerable in some way and human. And it was like that where Stallone and Arnold did their thing, but he always played more sort of human characters. And I thought all of the action stars, also he was one of the better actors. Like where Adam here says Sudden Death is one of his favorites. That's one of my favorites as well. We've discussed.
That's a great one.
That's amazing. But I think he acts really well in that movie. Like with just a simple scene whenever he's hugging his kid and he says, "I'm sorry," and he cries. I seen him. I was like. And the music swells up and everything. I just like that's such a.
You told me not to move, Dad. I didn't move. I listened to
you. That was awesome. And he literally says, "I don't care if everything's getting
out around you.
You stand up." But Sudden Death has the best. So I have a save. You go on YouTube and you can put save to watch later or whatever. So I have So Sudden Death is one of the trailers. It's all trailers for me where I just keep it in that watch later because I like to go back and just rewatch trailers. Yep. The Sudden Death trailer is fucking awesome.
It's so good.
It's so good. Yeah.
I just type in YouTube Hero from Above, Sudden Death, and that's the scene of him, swinging on the lights and everything, and then coming in.
Yeah,
That's like the most exciting scene of all time. The music is so fucking pumped. And you're just
it's
like,
amazing.
and then he just like fucking kills everybody. It's so good.
The
and like
music in
is like a
Sudden
piece
Death,
of shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
Mark.
music.
Hard Target. No, so I think I said it last time. Hard Target and Sudden Death. Those are my top 2 Van Damme.
Oh
Same
wow.
here. Yeah, I'd say it's same. It's hard for me. Like Hard Target, Sudden Death, Double Impact, Lionheart, Bloodsport, Kickboxer,
Come on,
Time
man.
Cop. I mean, fuck. How do you pick Death War?
Universal Soldier.
Universal Soldier. Yeah,
Universal. But
Yeah,
Double
Universal
Impact has
Soldier's
2
top
Van Dammes. The best Van Damme is Chance Boudreaux. That's them. But second best Van Damme is Alex. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I will not hear any other Van Dammes above Alex. Alex, if I could be reincarnated, I'd be Alex. I headbutt people with this. This is like I'm coming back.
The Alex's earring.
You gotta bite that cigar.
As soon as Van Damme got an earring, next day drove right my ass down, get that piercing. I was like, immediately. Which ear did he have it? Whoosh, drive right my ass down and get that.
Awesome.
Yeah, time to grow a mullet for Hard Target. Yeah.
I had a mullet too. I was like, and I had his full attire. You can see it in the movies. I'll send you still shots. I had the full Van Damme Hard Target attire in our
the
movie
duster, everything. Yep.
No, I did have the jacket, but I didn't wear it in that movie. But I had the blue jean shirt kind of thing with the darker blue jeans to match.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, oh my god, yeah. Like, yeah. Hard Target was like
steak and your boyfriend and find the bus to catch.
That's awesome.
Point your titties north.
Have you seen a comedian doing that skit about that?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a comedian actually. It's a comedian talking about Hard Target, and he's like, tell your girlfriend to put her titties north and step on the gas. He says I done the impression of it.
Remember
hilarious.
It's something like
those,
they don't put great lines in movies anymore. Remember this great line, and he says that one from Hard Target. Sorry,
Mark.
No, that's okay. You remember those there were like those black, like they had like horse heads on them. They were outside that bar in.
They're hitching posts. Yeah.
This was in Hard Target, whatever that whatever it was, like the something cafe or whatever.
Yeah.
And he like threw that one guy right in. He like cracked his head right against that thing. I remember, because I had rented it and then I like bought the VHS tape previously viewed or whatever at like Hollywood Video. And the tracking went out right at that freaking part. And it so you missed that whole head crack against that thing, and that used to piss me off. But then, eventually I got it on DVD, Blu-ray, and all that, so it's all good.
Mark, let me tell you something. Leon the Professional. Oh. I watched that movie 7 times in 2 days, not because because I went, bought the previously viewed. There was tracking issues that I was like, F this. I drove my ass back. I want another one.
Yeah.
I drove back. I had to go through 7 to find the perfect VHS. Listen, right. I'm like a super weirdo collector. Right? It's like, nope. I had to pick the perfect box. It's like, here you go. I'm like, no, that's not the box I want. I will pick the box.
Yeah, and I understand where you're coming from.
It's like, no way. That would have absolutely infuriated me. I'd be like, I don't care how many goddamn copies of Hard Target you're going to give me, but I'm going to get the goddamn.
I'm going to beat you with this until you give me
If it was like now, I mean, since I was like, probably, I don't know, 13 or something at that time. And it bothered me, but not enough like where I went to get another copy. But if it was now, yeah, hell yeah, I would be right back there. If this fucking scene is not in Hard Target, I want to.
I'm just picturing the guy before you that just kept rewatching that
I'm going to piss the next guy off.
It's like everyone that got Basic Instinct after it was out for too long. It's like, why does it jump right at this one?
That's the best scene.
What do you think about the poster art for Maximum Risk? Because they had that. I mean, I always remembered seeing the VHS cover where it had the World Trade Center, and then they had the Eiffel Tower on it with the white background, Van Damme and Natasha Henstridge.
Yeah, but I think that's the one I always remember.
Yeah, the Blu-ray I've got, it has like some other poster art on it or something where he's like wearing like that, like a leather jacket, and he's like got his gun like that. got
I think that's the picture I actually used for this on the site, which I have for
okay,
the artwork. So yeah, I think it's like the international posters for it.
something like
Yeah,
that.
that was it.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
the artwork for it though.
And I think
Yeah.
the Blu-rays changed it up to take the Twin Towers off.
Oh yeah.
Whenever they did it, but that's the one I will always remember. I mean,
Yeah,
the
that's
costume
the
was
one.
trick.
Yeah, that's a better cover
I don't-
or whatever. But
I don't think that's the theatrical. So before I used to buy original one sheet posters, I would just buy whatever they had at the video store, and I would always buy the next Van Damme poster. So I had like from Nowhere to Run and on. I think I had like every one for double impact. I have the original proper one sheet, but I would always get the video release poster. So for Hard Target, it was the same, except I think they may have changed the background color or something. It was a little bit different. And Maximum Risk was the one that Charlie just showed. So I always know them as the VHS covers.
yeah,
Those are the ones that I always know.
Yeah.
Can I share a screen? Can I share a screen here? Like a
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh,
So go down to I don't
share
have
screen here. We are.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah,
Charlie
share
showed is the
window or
theatrical
screen.
version.
Is that the
Entire
theatrical,
screen.
John? Yeah.
Yes, that's the theater. Because when I went to
Oh.
see in the theater, that's the one that was in the movie theater. That was
That's
the
the
one
one I
that's
Yeah. See,
That-
this I've
yeah,
never
see,
no,
seen.
that is not. No,
Yeah.
that is that's different.
that's
Yeah.
on the Blu-ray that I've got. Yeah, that cover.
That's just a different
Yeah.
cover they came up with when they released it on different editions of the movie.
Right.
Okay.
Because the
Yeah.
Blu-ray is almost all blue and like the
Yeah.
guns forward in the foreground.
The one with
with
yeah,
their
the
two
one
heads.
the one with Natasha and her silhouetted, and that's
And
the
he's
theatrical.
in the silhouette.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
theatrical.
that's
Oh,
Yeah.
that's very interesting to know
that's
that
the one
that
I
mean-
got. That's the
Right.
only one I'd have. Yeah.
Yeah, so the VHS sometimes they use the same
Yeah.
posters on the VHS. Sometimes they don't, or sometimes there's small tweaks. I know I'm more of a superhero guy, so I know it like for Tank Girl and Judge Dredd.
Right.
I know those differences better.
Yeah.
The Van Damme ones, I always just got whatever poster I could get. It's not like we really had options. It's like-
Here's an interesting
Hey,
tidbit I realized very recently about Maximum Risk. I happened to just in the last couple months, I saw that the original release date was September 13th, 1996, which September 13th just happens to be my anniversary. So I've noticed like all these like weird coincidences with like stuff that I find interesting in terms of entertainment, and then something that happened on that day in whatever year, right? Like they released the first Mortal Kombat game on Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis on the September 13th.
Mhm.
right.
But September 13th of 1996, the day that Maximum Risk hit theaters, that's the day that Tupac died.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
Okay.
kind of just a weird tidbit,
yeah. Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, that
If
is.
you believe he died. I mean, we're
Right,
not saying
right.
you can get somebody out there.
he only released 11 albums after he died.
Right? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
how does somebody do that? You know?
This is not the conspiracy elite people. This
No,
is the,
exactly. Yeah.
It's
That's
not
the
the
other side.
conspiracy room. It's
I'm
not
just
the
saying,
conspiracy.
we have to have like disclaimers on this show here.
Right,
Him and Elvis.
Yeah.
Elvis
Yeah.
is still. They're all in that same.
Hey
they're all in
man, Elvis didn't die. He just went home. That's all it is,
that-
man.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Hard Target. This is something else. Oh, and you might find it interesting. I don't know where I saw this. It was like a newspaper clipping online or something. And it was the day the Universal announced to the public Hard Target, right? It was September 13th of 92 where they announced
Oh.
publicly, hey, John Woo is going to direct this film Hard Target with Van Damme. I was like, what the hell's up with the September 13th?
I wonder if it's a quarter date, like whenever
Yeah.
they try to do things for a certain
Mhm.
period.
Yeah,
Where they're
could be.
stock too.
Yeah, that's kind
That
of what
might
I'm
be.
wondering if it is.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough. It was my dad growing up that he loved Van Damme and Seagal, and I've talked about this before, but he took me to see the movie. So I saw Hard Target 3 times in the cinema. I saw Sudden Death twice. The first Van Damme movie I saw on the big screen was actually Universal Soldier. I was too young to see the other ones before.
Oh my god.
Uh,
awesome.
But I remember we rented Double Impact. And then any theatrical Van Damme movie I saw, after I saw Maximum Risk, I saw Double Team, I saw Universal Soldier: The Return. I remember when I saw Universal Soldier: The Return, and I was like, oh.
How
that's
old are you now, Owen?
25. No, 47.
Okay, I just turned 40 this year. It's like, man, it's been
Oh,
rough.
you're still a young thing.
You're a baby.
Right? Yeah, you're a baby.
Just wait until you reach 45. That's when everything goes to shit.
Fuck.
So-
Well, it's already going to shit. So
It gets
Exactly.
worse.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
on your
exactly.
45th birthday.
That's literally what happens. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ah,
Blow out
remember-
candles,
yeah.
boom.
I also remember Greg took me to see Maximum Risk because that would have been super awkward watching a sex scene with Dad there because I remember that because Greg, I remember leaning forward and yeah, it's a good thing Dad's not here, and I was like, yeah. So I just remember
You
that.
have to cover his eyes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not funny that you can watch people being dismembered or whatever on
Sure.
screen, but whenever it comes to sex, like, oh my god, no, you can't see that.
I saw Miami Blues in the theater. My mom, they're trying to figure out what movie to go see, and I was like, "Oh, let's go see Ninja Turtles again or something." I'd seen it like 2 or 3 times, and they're like, "No, we want to go see." And Morris, my buddy Morris, picked Miami Blues. I was like, "Okay, well, it's Baldwin and whatever. What's her name? Is it
What could
Jennifer
possibly
Jason
go
Leigh?
wrong? Yeah.
And there's like nudity in that. My mom's trying to cover my eyes. I'm like, really? I'm like, I've seen all the Friday the 13th movies 100 times. It's like, like I'm good. But,
hey, Owen, 'cause he reminded me when he said Ninja Turtles. Did you ever meet Ernie Reyes Jr. at any?
We did.
I did. I met him a few months ago. Yeah.
I just
and he
met
was
him
awesome.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
They're having Grand Rapids Comic Con. It seems to be growing bigger in Michigan. This is the first time I went to it, but my friend, he said, "Hey, do you want to take your son?" My son's young enough where he doesn't really. He just turned 4. Yesterday was his birthday, but we
Happy
took him
birthday.
down there on Saturday, and they had like Ernie Reyes Jr. and then like Brian Tochi, Robbie Rist, whoever voiced like Raphael, and then
Yeah, they're doing the
Francois
rounds.
Chow, who played the Shredder in part 2. The only guy I talked to out of all of them was Ernie Reyes Jr. He was like really cool.
He's super nice. He chatted away for ages. I was asking him how his health was and everything because he'd been ill a few years ago and he said he was doing good.
Okay.
He said he's doing great now, 100%. So that was great. But yeah, it's funny. It was unexpected me meeting him because I didn't think up things to talk. Normally, I like to be prepared about things to talk about because whenever I go meet people, it's just and that's it. I never think about what to talk about. My brain just stops working because there's tons of stuff we were talking about, like Red Sonja and stuff like that. There would have been plenty, but unfortunately, I just totally forgot. So we just chatted about everything. He was asking about my website, and I was telling him all about that.
Oh, nice.
And that was really cool. So no, he was awesome. I'm going to get the 4K set of the Ninja Turtles movies because I don't own them in any capacity.
Oh, okay.
And believe it or not, I've never seen the second or third one movies. I've only seen the first one.
Really? Wow.
And I've been waiting for them to come out. So.
It's not going to change your life or anything. So
No, I know.
Don't worry too
They're
much
still
about it.
fun. They're still fun.
Well, I mean,
especially-
they get time displaced, and Casey Jones is teaching 4 samurai how to play hockey. That's cool.
And
5
what a
stars.
TV is. That's it, man.
Yeah.
That's all
What
you
else do I
need
need?
to know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, well, it has to be better than that fucking Mutant Mayhem shite they released.
Oh, I turned that on. That's the second movie
I
I've
just
ever
watched the
turned
trailer.
off.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I was like, no, I'm never watching that. And I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Still haven't watched it.
No,
Well, they're watching Shaw Brothers movies and they're learning ninjutsu from a book. I'm like, Shaw Brothers movies are not ninja, so that's number
so it's
one.
the first black mark right there.
So that's a bit of a fail. And then the second thing is like you're learning it from a book and stuff, and there's no Shredder and Foot Clan. I'm like, but that is Ninja Turtles. I don't like they're entwined. Like if you're doing Spider-Man, Spider-Man's not entwined with any other character. He's just himself. So you could have Green Goblin or you could have Doc Ock. It doesn't like who should be the first guy, Doc Ock. It doesn't matter. But Ninja Turtles, I think the first one has to be Shredder. Like I don't think you can get around that, right? Like
like how do you do a Turtles movie and then not have Shredder? Like what the hell?
Yeah, it's just about the mutants. I'm like, okay, but there's Ninja as well, and you got that wrong. And they learn from it. It's like Karate Kid when he was learning from the book, and a couple of weeks at the YMCA or whatever. Then Mr. Miyagi's like, "That's trash shit. I'll show you the real way" or whatever. And then same thing. The Ninja Turtles are good enough to learn from watching TV. Oh, we watch TV and learn ninjutsu. If that was true, I would win every kumite.
Yeah,
I'd be like the champion kumite. Like
I know the Denmark.
Yeah, I would do the dim.
Pick Rick.
I gotta sign off, guys. I gotta get my kids to bed, and I got to be honest, I got to get myself to bed too.
Oh my God.
I'm getting old.
Yeah, I know, we're the same. We're wrapping up now anyway. So, does anybody else have any last comments you want to make about Maximum Risk apart from that it is awesome?
I was gonna say it's awesome. There you go.
Yeah,
It was good. I enjoyed it.
All right, well, join us all next week.
Underrated.
Yes, there we are. So next week we're going to be talking The Long Kiss Goodnight because it's the Christmas season. So figure a little Shane Black, a little Gina Davis, and Sam Jackson. Why not? So looking forward to that. And then the week after that will be,
fantastic film.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So looking forward to talking about that. And then the week after we're going to be doing the year in action, going over the various highs and lows. And that'll be the last ones for this year. So we will finish up there. So anything cool coming up, guys, this week?
Subscribe to my thing and see. Hit the notification bell.
Yeah, you should know about it.
Every day.
Yeah.
So,
visit us.
I don't know if I'll make. I'll try to do the Long Kiss Goodnight if I can.
Okay.
The year
just
in
make
action.
it.
I'll
just
give my take
come.
right now. The best one I've seen this year is Ballerina.
I love that too.
We're gonna. Oh, you should come on. I'll fight you on that one. Let's do that.
Actually, the Furious is my favorite.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's not out until like next year. I got to see it at TIFF. As we got to meet all the cast and director after, and that was awesome. I was like, you'd be hard pushed to top that. So
okay.
So we're going to be discussing all
that
of
one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. All right, well, we'll wrap it up there then. Let Mark go off to his bed, and Jay, man, because let's not pretend you're not about to go to bed, Jay.
I go to sleep at like 11:30. I can't. I feel like I'm going to miss something if I.
I'm going to go finish watching Icefall, so stay tuned for my review for that tomorrow. All right, guys, we will see you next week for The Long Kiss Goodnight. Remember, if you are watching, you are the Action Elite.